All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Matthew Renner. I'm from Action Karate, and I'm here with Laverne. What's up, Laverne? Say hey.
Well,
So, Laverne's son has been training with us at Action Karate for, at this point, probably like what, 3, 4 months, something like that?
just about.
Yeah. And Laverne decided more recently that he wanted to try our adult program and then joined up in our adult program at Action Karate at 35 years old. I think he trained a little bit when he was a kid. In today's video, you're going to see exactly why he decided he wanted to try karate again for himself. Um, Doing it as a kid and then now as an adult, I think most adults are either scared or nervous about trying karate, and seeing him do it now, you're gonna see why he did it, and kind of like what the like what his progress has been so far. So, Laverne, could you tell us a little bit about your background, like who you are, how you know your kids, and then and then like just tell us like why you first decided to try karate for yourself and not just for yourself.
Um, 35 years old. I was a truck driver for a number of years. My background is specifically in transportation. Um, just driving across the country, had fun doing it. Decided to go local, and what basically led me to want to do karate was just the love of the discipline, the art form, the style, different styles. I loved amateur wrestling, loved kung fu movies and things like that. And I was into it as a child, but then I just kind of got away from it. Um, and most recently, just after seeing different people on social media have these transformations and want themselves more grounded, using martial arts as that um, that path to bettering themselves, that kind of got me inspired to want to do it. So I just, decided to give it a try.
Cool, cool. And like as a 35-year-old, adult man, a dad, like when you say discipline, like I want more discipline. Like what does that mean to you?
Discipline means to me to have a more focused mindset when it comes to everyday life. Something that you may look past or may overlook, you give it a little more attention to detail. You give it a little more thought process as far as wanting to do it better, wanting to do it more on time, be certain places that you say you're going to be at, giving yourself a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Giving yourself a little more attention to what it is you're trying to do and wanting to do it better, wanting to make sure that it looks good, wanting to make sure that you look good, that your mind is focused and prepared for whatever path that you want to take.
So why is that so important to you, like at this part of your life?
It's important to me at this part of my life because before all this happened, I kind of wasn't focused. I wasn't disciplined. I kind of was just, if I could equate it to kind of being on cruise control in life, you get complacent, you get lazy, not really, you kind of go through life doing what you've been told to do, doing what you're expected to do, but not doing it to the level that you would want it to be. And seeing some of the fruit and seeing some of the results of it wasn't satisfying.
Hmm.
So that's why the discipline part plays a big role for me, because it makes me look at things that are in life, kind of take a step back and analyze what's going on and say, okay, this is where I need to improve. This is where I need to build on and work on things more.
Very cool. So what is it exactly that you've seen progress wise since you first started in terms of like your focus? Like how's it actually helped you?
When I first started, it was difficult, of course, because you can really see, but I'm a pretty husky guy, pretty big, so I would kind of just mosey along and not drag my feet, but kind of just get to things and not put in 1,000% effort. for wanting to say, well, I can't do it because of certain restrictions or physical limitations. But this is really taught me that it doesn't matter what your limitations, what you think your limitations can be. The only limitation is in your mind. And if you want to push yourself to do it, you can do it. And that's a major improvement for me since I've started doing it, is seeing that I can now do things that I never thought were physically possible.
Mm, that's amazing. So what things can you do now that you thought were impossible before physically?
I can do, let's see, I can do certain kicks, so like a shuffle front kick, side kicks, um, certain things with arcadas that I give it more attention, and I'm more focused on trying to remember how to do certain things. Having the physical ability to get my feet a certain distance off the ground to
Mm,
do a kick or to be able to spin. For instance, I never thought I could do a spin side kick, and
mm,
I think the second time I did it, I just noticed like, wow, I can really do this, and that
mm.
gave me confidence to be able to do it faster, more effective, tweak some things here and there with some advice, and just be able to do it so much better.
Sure. That first of all, it's amazing. Like especially if you didn't expect you can do it and like having that empowerment. So how does that affect your everyday life? Like when you're able to do these things that are challenging that you never thought you could do and you're able to do it and it's not just doesn't have to do with just like work or being a dad. It's something like totally separate just for you. Right. So how
Hmm.
does that impact like your day to day?
Day to day, it's a great thing because when you look at certain things you have to do, just like medial household tasks, where you think, oh, I won't have enough time, or I'm not sure if I can do it. You just think about, well, if I can do this, I should be able to do this if I take my time, analyze it, think about it, and I'm able to execute it. Just remembering certain tasks around the house. Like my wife sends me with a list of things to do. I can remember to do it. Like, oh wait, gotta go here, gotta go there, gotta run and take care of X, Y, and Z. And it's a confidence builder because I know throughout the day I can take care of things and make sure that everything else is good.
Okay, great. So kind of maybe it just helps you stay on task when you have a million things on your plate of things you need to do.
Yes.
So how does it affect like your relationship with like your son now that he's doing it, right? Like you originally you didn't come for yourself, right? You came for him. And
Yes.
then you're like, okay, I'm sure we bother you a little bit, right? Hey, come try class, come try class, come try class. And then you did it. And now you stuck with it. And obviously, like, yeah, I remember even like your first class, you were just like, all right, this is pretty cool. I could like remember seeing your face and the instructors being like, hey, Laverne's like, gotta do this. So tell me, like, how does this work with your son? Like you and him now being able to do this like journey together.
It's I can't really think of a word accurate enough to describe how wonderful this experience is for him. I was telling him before, like, hey, I used to do this when I was younger. I was a kid when I did it. It was fun. And he was excited about it. He was optimistic at first, but then when we signed him up and he started coming, he was always looking forward to me being in the class with him to watch him, or being outside to watch, with the COVID and everything. But now since we've been able to go inside and watch them, he wants me to see him do certain kicks and certain routines and things. And now he does it around the house, and he's always showing me something new he learned. He's showing me different self-defense techniques that he's learned. And sometimes when we do the virtual classes, I'm helping him, and he wants me to, he wants to practice on me all the time, and I don't mind it at all because that's the most confidence I've seen him in quite a while. He is just so confident and he loves doing it. And I'm so excited for him because he's driven, he's ambitious, he wants to do things and he wants to demonstrate them to me. And I love it so much.
Mhm. Very, very cool. And thank you for sharing that because, especially for someone like him, that you guys can do it together, like at certain points, whether it's like training at home or practicing, I think is super cool, right? Because you can't really play on his baseball team, you can't play on his basketball team, but you can do karate with him, right? Kind of be on that same journey. So let's pretend that when you first joined, maybe for Gabriel, and then we asked you to do karate. At for you to try it and you said no, or maybe, you just kept up with the regular monotony of like whatever things you usually do every day and you never made that change, you never made that step that, okay, like, let me actually try this, let's see if I can do it. Like, how do you think life would be different if you decide not to do it, or never took that step?
I don't know. I don't think he would be as interested in it. He would do it, but he would only probably do it because he felt like we maybe forced him to do it. But the fact that I'm doing it with him is just that much more of a confidence booster. He always looks forward to like the morning classes. He wants to do the morning classes with me and him together. That was the highlight when we did that. That was literally the highlight of his day, was being able to say, me and my dad did a class together. We were on the floor at the same time. I loved it. He was talking about it the entire day. I couldn't get him to stop. He loved it. And to see that smile on his face during class is the ultimate for me. It's the best thing in the world.
Very cool. So, what would you say to someone who, maybe they either maybe their child trains at Action and already trains, and they thought about doing an adult class, maybe they're nervous, they're scared, they don't want to look embarrassed, they don't want to mess up, think they're not in shape enough. Like, what would you say to one of those parents who were kind of like you, like, brought in one of their kids, and they thought about training, but didn't actually take that next step? What advice would you give them?
My advice to them would be to just try it. Try it. And like myself, you will be completely surprised with what you come away with. You will come away with more confidence. You'll come away with more ability. You'll come away with a sense of accomplishment. Just like when I did when I first started, I felt so accomplished. I felt so much better because I was optimistic at first. But after that first class, I said, okay, this is what I want to do.
Mm.
This is what I want to do. Not just for your child, because your child's going to be excited, but it's going to give you as a parent so much satisfaction to know that you're doing something and that your child is doing it as well, that you both can participate in. You can help each other, and it'll be a booster for both of you. So I would encourage any parent that has a child in Action Karate to just do it. Just do it, and you'll see the difference, and you'll see the change in yourself just by giving it a shot.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you for taking that leap when I think most people wouldn't, because they're scared or nervous, don't want to be embarrassed, whatever it is. And you obviously made that leap, and now you guys are reaping the benefits. So congratulations to you and Gabriel being able to be on this journey together. And if you're someone at home watching this, and whether you have a child who already trains with us, maybe you don't, and you've always thought about trying karate in the past, and it's something you're interested in, reach out to me directly. Okay, send me a message. Say, hey, I'm thinking about trying karate, and I'll help you get started. I gave you the same resources that we have for Laverne and Gabriel and the rest of our Action Karate family. So just send me a message or comment on this below, and I'll reach out to you. Laverne, thank you so much for being here. You're awesome. Give me a high five. Awesome.
Awesome.
All right. See you later.
See ya.